Totally.
Wait, oh, there are no refs. I forgot. There are no refs. I was like, waiting for the refs.
Gretchen's right down there too.
Gretchen's over there.
All
right, I'll go say hi to her.
She's got a white fuzzy coat on her. How you doing? Sure enough, I forgot my phone.
You guys are
My phone in the car.
yeah. 23. She's on the bench right now. She's play defense. Yeah, she said. What number is your kid? 9. Okay. All right, see ya. Thanks for joining us, folks, on the live stream. It's the Spartacat B1 Blues versus the Edina B1 Blacks. Here from Braemar Arena, just underway. Donahue, Miller, and Milner are your forwards, with Scott and Nurka your defenders. Right now, it looks like Jay War in net. Hornets have it in their own end, so a matchup between two teams. Both still early in their seasons. Miller digs that out, sends it a nice centering pass opportunity here. Nurka steps up. Scott comes over, cuts that off, sends it down into the Edina end, but they get a clearance, and that one's going to come out over Scott's stick. And here come the Hornets to center ice. Slapped back in that time by Shaq. Shaq, also one of your forwards today. Cats with Bauman, Olsen, and Shaq. This comes for Bauman in the slot. Bauman with an opportunity and a good save by the Edina keeper. Now this is a coach-controlled scrimmage. Doesn't count against the overall limit of number of games that these teams can play. Face off to the right here. Hornets in their home whites with the yellow and green trim. Spartacats in their dark blue as Cron and Marcel are back on defense. This is Marcel on the back line. This is Cron stepping up, takes that one, sends it forward. Got to get kicked back down. They would go for icing, except it's going to be on, it's going to be on net. So the keeper will send that out and spin that around for the Hornets. Hornets bringing it up the left side there. Cron gets a stick in, sends it ahead for Bauman. Bauman harried at the blue line, gets that over the red line, but then loses control of it. Battle right here below the camera, and it's slapped back in going the other direction. Marcel up from her defensive position sends that in. Number of players there trying to figure that one out, and here comes Cron. She's got some open ice in front of her. Cron's going to hit the Jets and feed that forward for Shaq. Good tape-to-tape pass to Shaq, but it's turned back the other way. Here come the Hornets. Good back check that time by Marcel. Finds the middle. It's chipped out momentarily, and this is Donahue off the bench. She slides it to neutral ice. Miller and Milner chasing for it. Milner gets to it, but great defense that time by the Hornets. It slides to the slot, but it's intercepted by her defensive partner. Do not have a clock officially running right now. I think the Parents are going to set something up here. Again, this is a coach-controlled scrimmage, so not a lot of formality other than just keeping the kids safe and trying to teach the kids. Nelner on the far side. Nice job that time by Scott keeping it in. And the Cats will go for a change. Scott shoots from distance. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller tries to steer it with a backhand on goal, but that goes behind the Edina cage. Trying to use her feet. Opportunity there for, here's Miller. Miller inside for Olsen. This one comes out to the outside, and here come the Hornets. Hornets try to go around Nurka. Nurka with a good poke check. Miller steers that one back in. And here comes the forecheck in the form of Olsen and Nelner. Nelner's going to intercept that one. Check it, that's not Nelner, that's Shaq. Pardon me. Far side, Marcel tries to get that in deep. Hornets switch the ice, and here they come out breaking to neutral ice. Bauman tries to hold it in just below your screen here. Cron now digging at it. Shaq in that pile, and this one goes all the way back. I think this is going to go all the way for J-War. J-War, a little swing and miss there, but Olsen claims that one. Hornets with their first foray into the Spartacat end, and it's quickly back out. I don't think that's going to be icing as it's on frame, and Hornet keeper getting to that one. We are playing Gretchen and Wade's team. Opportunity in front. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to cover multiple duties. A little ADD going on, but good chance there for the Spartacats. Good defense there by the Hornets. This one gets sent down deep. Imagine we'll play 2 stop time periods and then probably run the rest of the time. This one finds neutral ice. Hornets try to go D to D. Now they get it D to D. Good battle there as Shaq comes away with this one. And this one comes for Bauman. Bauman tries to go to her teammate Nelner, but it's deflected up in the air. Good step up and collision there with Marcel. Marcel feeds that one forward towards Bauman. Check it, that was Nurka, not in Marcel. Nurka battling there. Good physical battle, bottom of your screen. Hornets digging at it. Spartacats digging at it. Who's going to come out with it? Momentarily, it's the Spartacats, but the Hornets take it at the far side of the ice. And this one up the middle. Scott's going to get a poke check to this one and send it out again. So good defense poke check that time by Zoe Scott. This comes for Eden Miller. Miller slaps that in. Not sure if they're going to call icing here or not. I think they're just going to keep, playing on. Nelner tries to feed the slot. Miller cross crease pass. Doesn't find anybody as Donahue just didn't get on the end of that one. Hornets now with it in the far corner. Banged off the boards. This is Nelner battling. On the far side, Nelner again battling. Here's Donahue, slaps that towards the goal. Here's Eden Miller. She's made a living so far this season hanging out behind the net. This time, though, it's off of her stick. And a big collision there. And we're going to have and a push. And so I think we're going to do a penalty because it's a coach-controlled scrimmage, I think we're going to do a penalty shot situation. So we'll put all the girls on the red line. Yep, okay, so that's what we're doing. That's what's going to happen. So we're going to have a penalty shot opportunity here for the Hornets. So as soon as she gets to go with that, then the girls behind her will chase. Melissa Wilhelm in goal for the Spartacats. And opportunity and a save that time by Wilhelm. Good shot, good save that time by both players. And I think we're going to have a offensive zone face-off here. Offensive zone face-off here to the right of Wilhelm. I'll reset your lineup here momentarily. As we have Shaq, Olsen, and Bauman out on forward lines with Lauren Cron and Laura Marcel on defense. Cron and Marcel getting lined up. To the right of Melissa Wilhelm. Coach Donahue drops the puck. That one goes down. A couple of girls go down in a heap. It's slapped at that time by the Spartacats. Clear but not held, not out. Opportunity here for the Hornets. They shoot from distance. Wilhelm well out of her net. Unlucky that time for Edina that they were not able to put that one into the net. This one comes right through the crease. It can't get any closer. It cannot get any closer, but here's an opportunity for the Spartacats. Bauman with a head of steam. She steams through center ice, centers the pass, hits Shack's stick, but it comes off and goes behind the Edina cage. Bauman with good shoulder there, pushing someone off. Then here comes Olsen into the forecheck. Edina far side. Good hustle by Shack to keep it in. Olsen chips it back down to the other end. Olsen still holds it in. 4:48 to go in what, as we understand, will probably be a stop time first period. Olsen intercepts. Opportunity, steers it in towards the crease. Good defense that time by the Cats. Or excuse me, by the Hornets. Meller just couldn't get that one. She fans on a centering attempt. Right side of your screen. And it goes to the far side. Hornets with it there. Shack battling to hold it in. Hornet player waiting for her teammate. Clearing attempt, hit another Hornet, and it stays in momentarily. Hornets not able to clear this time. Meller with an opportunity. She has it behind the net on her backhand. Tries the backhanded pitchfork in. Doesn't come off, but this one comes out to neutral ice, and Kron will send that in, and we have offside against the Spartacats. And I guess the clock is still running, so I guess maybe we'll just have running time periods. Of course, in situations like this, most important thing to do is just use the entire hour. Meller, Donahue, Nelner, your forwards, Nurka, and Scott, your defenders. Nelner's going to win this race to the far side. Tries to get it in, does get it in. Not super deep, so it's pitched back out that time by the Hornets. Nelner now goes behind her defensive partner who had stepped up. That's good, smart play there to cover for her teammate. Nelner with another opportunity to get it in. And this time a little more successful, holds it in, and Zoe Scott slaps that down into the far corner. Hornets circle their cage. Good forecheck there by Eden Miller. Miller trying to get the backhand into the slot. Now she goes into the slot. It hits a skate. It's in the slot. But the Hornets get a good clearance, and the Spartacats will not be able to get a shot in that sequence. Hornets need to try to get on the other end of this one. Good passing, and I think that one's going to go, and that one is, I think they will go for icing there. Yes, that's a pretty hardcore icing. 2:40 to go here in what is, we think, is a running time clock. Still neither team finding the back of the net as of yet. Nurka, Scott, your defensive pairing with Olsen, Shack, and Bauman, your forwards. Melissa Wilhelm still in goal. This comes for Scott, who sends it in, but it's pitched back out that time by the Hornets. Hornets near side. Good defensive play there on the forecheck by Bauman. Bauman's going to try to hold it in, but it's going to go off of her stick, off of Nurka's stick, and this will go for Scott. Big collision on the far side. Everybody's tangled up. And opportunity here for the Spartacats and the Hornets, and that comes out. And we'll have offside against the Hornets and a neutral zone faceoff with 1:47 to go here in the first period. Spartacats in their road blues with the white trim. Hornets in their road home whites with the green and yellow. And that'll be icing against the Spartacats as they punched it in from the wrong side of the red line. We'll come down to the other end and have a defensive zone face-off just to the right of Melissa Wilhelm.
Okay, we're set up for the face-off. Open on the draw with Marcel and Bertini on the wings. The South Graham on defense. Try to push back towards the left.
Face-off win nominally by the Spartacats. Kron pokes that off the boards, looking for Bauman, but doesn't come out. Opportunity here for the Hornets as they come to the middle. Good job there getting that near goal. Kron slaps at that one, backhands. But probably needs to hit that just a little bit harder. Olsen's going to try to get a clearance. And now Nurka's going to try to get a clearance. Collision between Shack and Nurka. And this one rolls in on Wilhelm. Puck's going to go stay behind Wilhelm's cage. Cats are going to try to get it out, and it's going to go right to a Hornet player who is fresh off the bench. Bauman aggressively there with the forecheck, but her dump in attempt intercepted by the Hornets. This one's going to be kept up by Cron, kept out, momentarily out of the zone, poked back in the other way. Let's see if Shaq can get to this one. This one's going to go down into the corner, and the Hornets will claim first. 37 seconds and an opportunity here in front as Olsen couldn't pull that trigger. Here's Marcel. She looks for Shaq. Shaq shoots. Good save that time by the keeper. Rebound went to the far side, but nobody in a blue jersey able to get on the end of it. Marcel able to keep it in momentarily with 22 seconds to go. And here's an opportunity for the Hornets. They're over the line, onside. They're going to shoot perhaps from distance. Yep, that's going to go wide. Goes to the far side. Rebound around the net, and 6 seconds to go. Cron with it there, loses control of it, and it's right through the slot. And an opportunity missing for both teams, as both teams had some chances there late in that what would be a putative first period, and still neither team able to find the back of the net. We'll step aside for the first intermission, so to speak, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
It's so unbelievably slick, and the camera itself is like, I mean, it's not insignificant, but you don't have to. Yes. Yeah. And every once in a while, I have to come in and twist it a little bit, but generally not. Okay, all right, okay. Well, I put them in. I know, and I asked them both, they said, yeah, the right one's on the back, so I'm like, all right.
Fortunately, it's not.
This Christina will get their phone.
Yes, I just texted her.
Good.
I just texted her.
That's so fun, because they came up, I walked past, didn't even realize it was me. Then he said, "Name is Name is
Well, I just for a moment, because I quiet.
Well, the sad thing is you're a professional. I'm an amateur. Oh, cool.
So this is a whole lot.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know. Oh, great. Okay, cool.
So that'll be another opportunity.
Okay, cool. That'll be awesome.
She'll be there. She'll be there for that, because she'll be there. No. 15 minutes on the clock. Imagine again it'll be running. We've got the Hornets and the Spartacats here from Braemar Arena. They've switched ends, and here comes Aurelia Nelner to the near side. Gets that over the blue line. Donahue's going to try to keep it in. It's in momentarily. Can the Cats keep it in? No, that one's going to get punched out. And Zoe to hit the Jets to get this one. She takes it on her backhand, goes to the far side. Fans on that one. Good poke check that time by the Hornets. Hornets trying to slide it in, and it's cleared by Eden Meller. Here's an opportunity for Nelner. Nelner, with some jump in her step, tries to go around the defenders, lost control of it, goes into the far corner. Nelner tries to swing at that one, but she was just a little off balance. Now it comes to the middle, and Nurka tries to keep it in. She can't keep it in, and that's offside, as Zoe Sott punched that one in. And so I think, well, I'm not 100% sure if we're doing running clock or stopping the clock, but in any event, we are going to play some hockey. So 14 minutes to go here in this period. Imagine another running time period to go after this one. So an opportunity for the Cats to try to get on the board. As Marcel goes cross ice to Cron. Cron with it there, takes that off of her skates. Tries to feed that forward, but it's intercepted that time by the Hornets. They steer it back down deep. Cron's got Cron around ice, around the cage. Now she goes to the middle, but that's backhanded into the middle, claimed by the Hornets. opportunity blocked there by the Spartacats. Cats need to get on the other end of this. And now finally the Hornets put it behind the cage, and this one comes out towards Bauman. Bauman's going to try to make a play on that, but a crafty Hornet got to it first. Nice move to the Hornets to the inside. Cats just slapping the puck around right now. Not connecting passes, just hitting it. Far too bunched up as well. Need to spread out just a little bit as Bauman finally does get it out of the zone. Again, teams have switched in, so opportunity here for the Spartacats if they can catch the Edina Hornets down deep in their own end. Here's Olsen, fires cross crease, and that hit the pads of the keeper, went to the far side. Kept in at the point by Nurka. Olsen battling for it there. Nurka's going to take it one more time. This is Shaq. Shaq's going to try to get it on her forehand. Nope, check it. She's going to go backhand with the pass. Scott steps up from her blue line position and steers it back down deep. Scott battling there. Good physical play on the corner. Eden Miller to the corner. Slides it across. Again, not necessarily a save for a shot on goal, but certainly a tricky situation for the keeper. Hornets only have the one goalie. I should say Jay War in goal for the Spartacats. Cats trying to hold it in at the blue line. They can't, and it's kept back in. It's not kept in that time by Mira Donahue, and we'll have a neutral zone faceoff just outside the Edina Hornet end. Girls with a treat and opportunity to play here at Braemar Arena. Rather historical venue. Why do I say historical? Because you can see all the state champion banners for the boys and girls hockey teams here at Edina. Eden Miller around the side. She sees a teammate to the middle. Could not steer that one to Nelner. Nelner with an opportunity. She sends it towards the crease, but it's alertly slapped away by a couple of Hornets. Nelner's going to have another chance at it. She sends it in. Opportunity, it bounces, but Miller could not get her stick on that one. She goes D to D. Excuse me, she was trying to feed to the point, and it comes out. It was a nice pass attempt. Just did not come off. Oh, that's a great pass by Scott looking for Nelner. Nelner gets control of it. She's going to skid it in, has an opportunity. She shoots. Took a deflection. Oh, took a deflection off of something. I think off somebody's helmet. Talk about selling out. Donahue far corner. Donahue sends it out, which it's picked off, and Cats momentarily keep it in, but it did go out, and Scott frustrated that she wasn't able to keep that one in. And a wholesale line change here for the Spartacats with 10:28 to go here in running time, second period. So good up and down action, two teams well matched, which is always when you set up scrimmages in youth hockey, you always want well matched teams. You don't want one team to dominate the other. It's usually not a great learning experience for either team when that happens. And right now, both teams showing some real ability and also showing some things they need to work on. So it's really, I think, probably a good scrimmage and a good setup. And if you're saying, well, do they ever scrimmage again? The answer is yes, they do. On December 6th, these two teams will also scrimmage. Speaking of which, here's an opportunity for Olivia Shack. She sends that one just wide of the Hornet net. Olsen battling in the corner. This one comes to the middle. Bauman feeds Shaq. Shaq shoots again, but didn't quite get much on that. Good defense that time by the Hornets. Pinching in for Cron. Cron's going to battle there. She's going to try to hold it in. She does momentarily. A little backhand there for Bauman. Bauman shoots from distance, and it's loose in the crease. Good shot by Bauman. It was loose in the crease, and Olsen was lurking, but she couldn't pounce on that one faster than the Edina Hornet keeper was able to get her glove on it, and it's a frozen puck. So to the left of the Edina cage, there will be a defensive zone faceoff for the Hornets. A little more than 9 minutes to go in this running time period. Olsen, Shack, and Nurka, your forwards. Marcel and Cron, your defenders. Jay War is in net for your Spartacats. Jay War now has graphics on her helmet, so I can't even tell sometimes if the graphics are proper or not. In any event, here come the Hornets. Hornets opportunity by a couple of players. Hornets with an opportunity. Backhand, and she scores! Jay War couldn't quite close down that corner. It was a good break. The Spartacats had a lot of defenders trying to make up the ground and back check, but unable to get on the other end of that one. And it's a goal for the Hornets here in this rapidly moving second period. Good finish that time by the Hornets. There was not much net to shoot at, but she tucked it in the corner, and the Hornets enjoy now what would be a 1-0 lead. Meller, Nelner, and Donahue, your forwards. This one's pushed in over the blue line, and here's Eden Miller. Donahue unable to keep that one in. Scott with a attempted poke check does send that to the boards. Good centering pass that time by Edina. Comes to the high slot around a couple of players. Donahue unable to get on the other end of that. Here comes Scott. Scott circles her own cage, gets her head up, looks down the ice, up the ice, but her pass finds an Edina skate. Donahue backhands that one out towards Meller. Meller's got an opportunity. She can push this one up and over the zone. Meller in onside. An opportunity here is Nelner just fell down. Meller was in a good spot. If she hadn't fallen, I think she might have had a good opportunity to score. Here's Meller behind the net. She's going to have it momentarily. She's going to battle there. Take it away. An opportunity. She slides it into the crease, but there's nobody there to check it. That's Nelner. Opportunity there. Meller tries to send it in. Here's Shaq. Shaq shoots with a good save. Nicely done. Good save by the keeper. Nelner sends that. Nelner sends that in. That was a good save there off the paddle. Nelner's still not done as Shaq comes to the middle. Tries to slide it in. Nelner might have an opportunity here. She goes in. Comes out. Cats were changing defenders behind the play, so the blue line was empty. And here come the Hornets. And that one goes right. That one, as as Wilhelm was sliding to the side, that one went right through the wickets. And that'll be a 2-0 lead. Again, if we're using the scoreboard, it'd be a 2-0 lead. So Wilhelm just unlucky that time as she's moving from left to right, left the 5-hole open, and now 2-0. About 6 minutes to go here in this running time period. Face-off nominally won by the Spartacats by Shaq. This one comes for Bauman, far side. Punched into the Spartacats zone by the Hornets, but it comes back out. Here's Marcel. She sends that forward for Olsen. Olsen's going to hit the Jets. Olsen around the corner. Swept away that time by the Hornets. Marcel stepping back. Kron steps up to try to keep it in, but it's going to come out. Both defenders down in a heap. And Shaq now has it on the far side. Shaq is going to get in tight. Shot and save. Well, yeah, save and went behind the net. Opportunity here for Kron at the blue line. Blue line snaps off a shot, looks for a teammate, finds Olsen. Olsen with a backhand opportunity. That goes back. Olsen with another opportunity. Good saves by the keeper. Good clearances of some of these rebounds. Shaq tries to send this across ice, but can't. This one's right behind Kron. Kron has to spin and turn. And just annoys the Edina Hornet enough that it goes behind the net. Centering pass misses the girl just high in the crease. This is Olsen. Olsen off the walls, now tries to feed it forward. This is opportunity for Bauman. Bauman brings it over the line. This is Donahue. Donahue in towards Olsen. And that one swept off of her stick. Hornets regrouped on the behind. Good forecheck that by Donahue. This one comes to the middle. Opportunity for Miller. Miller shoots from distance. Almost an opportunity there as Donahue steers that back in. It's loose in the crease. It's still loose in the crease, and it's covered by the Edina keeper. It is end-to-end action. The score might be 2-0, but these Spartacats are battling. I certainly would imagine if they keep playing this way the whole rest of this game, they'll get something. The rebounds are there, but it has certainly been competitive. Donahue, Nelner, and Miller are your forwards. Scott and Nurka, your defenders. Nelner loses her skate edge, but gets it back. Feeds it to the middle. Opportunity for Donahue, but she didn't have her stick down. Here's Scott. She sends that in towards the crease, but that's intercepted by the defense. Goes to the far side, and here come the Hornets. Can the Hornets get out? Nice job by Izzy Nurka holding that one at the blue line. Now the Hornets punch it out, and it'll go all the way down. Scott will have to retreat. She backhands to, no one's there. So it might have been better off for Zoe to just keep going on her forehand around that way. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller through neutral ice. Miller with a hit of steam. Opportunity. He's going to shoot. Good block that time by Edina. Comes to the middle. And
She's slow to get up.
This one comes to the middle opportunity for Shaq, and we're going to stop the game as we have an injury for one of the Hornets who had blocked one of Miller's shots.
She took 2 shots there. Blocked the first one and got the second one in the spot. I guess it was absolutely. And she's up. Skates again. She's up. She's up.
Everybody's skating off. That's good. I don't see anybody. I don't obviously see anybody crying, which is a good thing.
And that's where we end up. All right. We're going to face off to the right of the Edina goaltender, Alyssa Landmeyer.
So here comes the offensive zone face-off to the right of the Edina cage. Marcel, Kron, your defenders, Olsen, Shaq, and Bauman, your forwards. An opportunity, and that was in tight. That was quickly in. I could not tell which Spartacats shot that puck, but it was quickly into the pads of the Edina keeper. She did a great job that time squeezing both pads together, making sure that didn't dribble in. And the Cats will have another opportunity here with just over 2 minutes to go in a running time period. Face-off won nominally by Shaq. It's sent in by Shaq. Bauman battling there, but the Hornets come out with it. Poke check opportunity there for Olsen, battling near the blue line. Olsen keeps it in momentarily, but here come the Hornets. Olsen gets it again, gets it on her forehand. Now she's going to bring it to the near side of the ice. Olsen tries to slide it through, is drawing a lot of defensive attention. Good collision there. Marcel going down, a couple of players going down. Everybody's going to get up. This one goes back the other way. Kron on the defense there. Good poke check, but that slides in towards Wilhelm. Kron has it on the far side. Kron's going to try to skate this. Maybe I thought she'd try to skate it out. Instead, she passes out and brings this one down the other way. Intercepted there by Shaq. Now this is Bauman, far side, far corner. Hornets using the boards to try to get it out. Kron holds it in momentarily. Let's see if she can keep it in. No, she can't. And the Hornets clear the zone. Less than a minute to go in a punitive second period. This is Shaq over the blue line opportunity. She's got Miller waiting on the back door, but couldn't squeeze it through to her. Miller and Olsen chasing it there. Olsen gets on her forehand, fires across, but Shaq was moving and not in a position to shoot. Hornets try to get that one out. They do smartly. This is Scott, slaps this one back in. Is Miller going to get on the end of this one? Yes, she is. Opportunity as Miller has a chance. She had a late arriving teammate, and that was Donahue. Donahue with an opportunity. It's still loose, and finally a whistle just as time is about to expire here in the second period. But there are several opportunities I've noticed where the Spartacats have the puck and have a late arriving teammate. If they just see that teammate and sauce it over, send it over to them, they'll have a 1-on-0 break against the keeper. Less than 20 seconds to go. Miller's going to feed this to the middle. Nelner's going to set up in the high slot. This is going to come to the near side. Now Nelner will chase. Nelner feeds that one in towards the crease. Strapped up there against the net, and there will be a stoppage of play. Just over 7 seconds to go in a punitive second period. Again, it has been up and down, both teams with good scoring chances. It's been fun and competitive. This one comes to Nurka. Check it, that's Marcel. No, that is Nurka. Nurka's moved back to defense. And that's the end of the second period with, again, 2-0 the score in favor of the Hornets. And we'll step aside and we'll be back for the third period momentarily.
Pretty even matchup.
It's a good. So
That's what you want.
that's what I just said on the questions. You want to put up and down. You want both. You want both teams to have because of war on the way. It's not all the time. Because you're just catching up. So no, I think it's a good matchup. I'm glad we have a.
Yeah, I didn't know who the Spartacats were. Where's the name come from?
Yeah, Sparks. Integral Princess Sparks.
Okay. I told her obviously so it's Spartacats. No, they'll do that to a certain age when they size. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is just to come up and you talking because
You don't have enough numbers anymore.
No, we didn't have numbers.
Oh, yeah. This one.
We don't have lights. One side has numbers, the other side has this. It's more, I'm sure if there was somebody here who don't go along with very well with correct me on that.
Okay.
It's one side has the ice, one side's got the numbers, and
We just finally got our fourth sheet of ice back. We had our salt work was out for 6 weeks. We blew a compressor. So we just finally got it up last weekend. Just in time for the KP returning, which is this week. It's coming weekend. So,
let's see, we have 510 to 610, so we'll probably run another 15-minute range.
I think so. That'd be my guess.
Makes sense. Should we try to get a picture of the girls on the ice before we
I think
I think 15 minutes in, all right?
yes, very much.
So what I'm going to do then is, let's see, what's the best way to do it?
We can get down right there. You can get right to the ice.
Well, but I'm thinking,
Oh,
as soon as they shake hands, they're all
come
go
down
running
there.
this way.
Now, unfortunately, I've got to run immediately with Christian
All right.
because he's got to practice at 7 over at prep.
Jeez. All right. Sorry about that. Folks, I was talking to my Edina colleague, Wade Crum, and Shaq, Bauman, and Olsen, your forwards. Here's Olsen deep on the forecheck. She's going to come away with that one. She's in the far corner, tries to now gets it on her forehand, slides it through. Here's Shaq with an opportunity. Shaq in the slide slot. Shaq shoots. Patted aside that time by the Edina keeper. Shaq sends it in again. Tries to get it off of a couple of sticks there. This is going to come to the middle. Here's Shaq with it again. Shaq goes to Olsen. Olsen, far side. Now Shaq. Shaq with it. Goes to goal. Good block that time by the Hornets. Shaq, I don't think she knew that she had some time. Sends it down behind the goal, and here come the Hornets with an opportunity to break. Cron's going to hold the zone. Cron's going to send it back in, but it's blocked. Opportunity for the Spartacats. Can Cron hold this zone? No, she can't. And the Cats will have to clear. Cron can't get that one out of her skates. Now she goes cross ice, and an opportunity for Nelner. Nelner's going to win this race. Nelner's going to win the race. She's going to get it on her backhand. What's she going to be able to do with it? Good defense, rally defense at that time, far corner by the Hornets. This one comes to the near side as Shaq tries to keep that in. Cron's going to do her best to keep it in. It gets out, and Zoe Scott with it sends that back in. And the Cats will go to work again with 13:16 to go in a rapidly moving third putative running time period. I keep saying putative because it's not really a third period unless you got stop time and things like that. But in any event, that's what we're going with. So this one pops out, and here's an opportunity for the Hornets going the other way. Nurka's going to have to jump on this one. Nurka leans on, and we're going to have a penalty as Nurka leaned a little too hard and the Edina player went down. Ruth Jaywar is going to see her second penalty shot. So another penalty shot here for the Hornets with about 12 minutes, 40 seconds to go. So Jaywar with an opportunity to make a big save to keep the Spartacats in this one. Here come the Hornets coming in towards Jaywar. Jaywar to one side and then went to the backhand. That's going to be 3 for the Hornets. Everybody's telling Ruth Jaywar it's okay. Of course it's okay, guys. Ruth's tough. She'll be okay. Everyone will be okay. Miller, Donahue, Nelner, your forwards. Hornets bring this one across. It's chopped away this time by Nelner. Nelner has it on her backhand. She's going to gain the zone. Near side. She's got Miller breaking the middle. Feeds Miller. Nice play. Nice shot. And a great save that time. Opportunity still available for the Spartacats, but Nelner repeating her great pass from the Owatonna O-Town showdown this last weekend, looking for Eden Miller, but it didn't quite come off that time. Unlucky, as Miller had an opportunity, had the puck sitting nice and flat, but the Edina keeper just a little too big and great positioning, and that one's out. So we'll have an offside call here against the Spartacats to go to a neutral zone faceoff. About 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Again, running time opportunity as Bauman, Shack, and Olsen your forwards. Kron and Marcel your defenders. J. Moore still in goal. Kron's going to step up on this one. She's going to keep it in momentarily. Lost sight of it. Right between her skates. That might be a bit of a coaching point later for Kron. Just find the puck. Got to find the puck. Opportunity here. Kron unable to keep it in. Marcel unable to get at it. Marcel has it, sends it to the boards. Olsen with it there. Bauman, nice smartly around one defender. Bauman again with aggressive forecheck. Bauman losing her an edge and going down, but doing a good job of getting that into the attacking zone, and everybody standing around watching. Somebody in blue needs to step up and play the puck. And here come the Spartacats. Opportunity for Shack near side. Shack's going to shoot from distance, and that's going to be gloved by the Edina keeper with about 10 minutes to go here in a running time third period. Rule needs to be, if you're the closest to the puck, you step up to it regardless of what else is going on around you. It was kind of a you get it, no you get it kind of situation, and that's, as you can imagine, that's rarely going to be a good outcome. In any event, Miller, Donahue, and Nelner, your forwards. This is a shot from Scott. Finds Miller. Opportunity here for Nelner. She has it taken off of her stick. Pinch in by Scott. Nelner covering. Nice play by Nelner. Again, covering for Scott as Scott steps up. Dumping attempt is blocked. Here's Miller. She loses an edge. Comes to the near side. Puck's still not out of the zone, and I think it stayed. Okay, it stayed in. Stayed in. It was a close play. Here's Miller to the near corner. She's going to dig that out. Tries to go cross ice with it, but it's going to be blocked. We've seen a lot of good defensive play in the last handful of games here in the Spartacat games. Here's Miller again with another opportunity. She's going to try to feed it towards East, but again, there's just too many defenders with too many sticks between her and the player she's going for. So it's a good idea, but with good defense in front of you, it's just going to be very, very difficult to try to get that to your teammate. Miller again has it taken off first stick. Now here's Nelner. Nelner far side. Nelner sends that in, but it's played away that time by the Hornets. Now a battle on the far side. Nelner feeds us to the middle. Opportunity for Miller, and Miller with a one-time shot right into the keeper's chest protector. Cats are out shooting the Hornets, maybe 2-1. Maybe 2-1. So the Cats have been active offensively, but every shot seems to be hitting, or almost every shot seems to be hitting the keeper square. Cats with an offensive zone faceoff, a chance with just about 8 minutes to go in a running time period. This puck comes in towards the keeper. She goes down, but it didn't make it. This one comes out towards Shack. Shack keeps it in, right on the blue line. Kron whiffed at it, but gets it over to Olsen. This is going to go far side, and Marcel's going to chase this one, uses the boards to get that out. Bauman loses an edge. Here's Olsen again. Olsen's going to try to get this over the line. She's going to get pushed off of that one. Comes for Shack. Shack, stick handling there just on this side of the blue. Now brings it in. Here comes Shack. Shack's going to go cross crease. Missed everybody that time. This one comes out for Marcel at the point. Marcel sends it back into the high slot. This is going to fall for Kron. Kron near side. Kron's going to send it in. That gets blocked by a defender and or Bauman. She sends it in again. It's blocked by Shack. Girls need to keep moving. And Kron sends us across for Shack. Shack taps that towards goal, but she was tied up there by a defender. And Olsen will battle to try to keep control of it on the far side. Shack with it, tries to throw it to the far side. Hornets come steaming through neutral ice. Feeds this forward. Opportunity here for the Hornets. With just over 6.5 minutes to go here in a running time third period. Kron slaps at this one, sends this forward for Olsen. Olsen battling there. Good defense that time by the Hornets. Kron with it, with an opportunity. Kron tries to bring it over the blue line herself, and now she's chasing it. Kron to the corner. Kron digs that one out. Kron near side, fires, hits side netting. Hacks at that one again. Opportunity for Nelner. Nelner unable to get that one on frame. Battle in the corner. Nice job in the corner. Nelner again fires towards goal, but again, nobody there. Cats need to make sure they've got at least somebody in front. Cron pinches in, but she's not able to get to it. Cron looking up in the air like, what's going on? I think that's going to be icing. And it will be with just under 6 minutes to go here in the running time third period. So again, Cats and Hornets, it's been a good matchup between these two teams. And again, like I said, I think if I was keeping count, I think the Cats have probably outshot the Hornets probably 2-1. So it's been up and down. The Cats have had some opportunities. They just have not been able to cash any in yet at this point. This one comes for Scott at the point. She sends it in towards the crease. Comes for Miller. Miller shoots again, and the Edina keeper doing a good job of taking away that low shot. Here's Miller again. Feeds it right to the middle. Miller with an opportunity. This hit a couple of players. Shaq comes to the outside. Opportunity here for Scott. Scott tries to keep it in. Sends it cross slot, looking for Nelner. Nelner, opportunity for Miller. Miller could not pull that trigger. She feeds back toward the middle. Lots of Edina jerseys there. That one goes wide. Miller again behind the net. Has it taken off of her stick by a defender, and here come the Hornets out the other way. Cats pressing for a goal. They'd love to get one here. Hornets to the outside. Good kick save that time by Jade Ward. Comes for Shaq near side. Shaq passes that one out, looking for Nelner, but it's off. Nelner, and here comes Miller. Miller with an opportunity. Miller keeps her feet. Miller shoots. Opportunity. Glove save. It was dropped, and the keeper covers it. Nicely done. Just 4.5 minutes to go here in a rapidly moving third period. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. We certainly do appreciate it. Again, it's been entertaining, and as I said, on December 6th, these two teams will match up again at the Bubble at Veterans Memorial Community Center on the East Rink. And so a good opportunity for these two teams to get together again. Here's Olsen trying to go cross to her teammate, but it's intercepted, and this will be punched out. And it's okay. I guess we're going to keep playing. All right, we're going to keep playing, I guess, with less than 4 minutes to go. Hornets had possession of the puck. I guess the thought was, let's just keep playing. Bauman chops at that one. Donahue, all 5 Spartacats, all standing around within a few feet of each other. Cron just to get that on her forehand, sends it in towards Donahue. It's paddled aside that time by the Edina keeper. Donahue feeds the middle. Here's an opportunity for Marcel. Marcel with a chance. She sends that in. It's a bouncing puck. Comes in tight. It's still loose. It's still loose. Opportunity for the Spartacats. Can the Spartacats get this in? I'm not sure what happened. It was still loose. It was still loose. What is going to happen here? I think, okay, they're calling it a frozen, okay, they called it a frozen puck. I could not tell what was going on because I didn't see anybody with control of it, but it must have been under the keeper's pads. And that's why we've got an offensive zone face-off here with just under 3 minutes to go. Bauman, Donahue, Olsen, your forwards. Bauman's going to swing at that one, try to get to it. Nice effort. Hornets bring it back the other way. Good step up that time by Olsen. Creates the turnover and an opportunity here for the Spartacats if they can get control of it. Blue-shirted Spartacats send that one in, but it's sent right back out that time by the Hornets. Here's Cron attacking the slot. Cron with a chance. Cron goes cross crease. Didn't find anybody. There were a couple of Spartacats there, but they couldn't get on the other end of it. And that one will get punched to neutral ice. And just players crashing into each other. I think we're going to have a penalty there with just over 2 minutes to go. Again, not much of a penalty, just two girls crashing into each other. But in any event, we're going to have another penalty shot here for Edina. This is number 16. I think this is the same girl who scored the last penalty shot. This is Wilhelm. Wilhelm with an opportunity, and she is unable to keep that one out of the net. So with just under a couple of minutes to go here in the third period, the score, if we were keeping it, would be 4-0 to the Hornets. So I've got about 5 minutes to go, so they probably scheduled us to run this last 2 minutes off and then we'll have handshakes. Big step up there by Nurka. Opportunity here goes begging for the Spartacats as they're unable to get control of it. This one gets sent down deep. Here's Miller. You see her looking to the middle. She's looking to the middle to see if any of where her teammates are. Meller gets this one. Nelner has this one. Nelner slaps it towards the crease. It's parried away that time by the defense. Somebody in blue's got to get on the end of it. Here's Scott with an opportunity. She goes in towards Meller. Meller can't quite come up with that one. And Shack battles there, and the Hornets will get a clearance. So this one's all the way down the ice. I think this is going to go for icing. And it will go for icing, even though there's just about 1:15 remaining. I think we're going to stop the clock here. Let the girls switch, as we will be off the ice in the next minute and a half. So offensive zone opportunity for the Spartacats. Try to get one on the board. Again, outshot the Hornets approximately 2-1. But just have not been able to punch one past their keeper, who has been fundamentally good and has had some good defenders. So Donahue, Bauman, and Olsen. This one comes in towards the crease. There was a rebound momentarily. Bauman gets to that one first, sends it that one to the middle. Opportunity for Olsen, and that was hit a couple of sticks and somehow did not go in. Olsen, now she circles to the middle, has it still in her backhand, sends that across. Opportunity for the Spartacats. Goes begging on the far side. 45 seconds to go. Can the Cats keep it in the zone? Donahue does. Donahue with an opportunity. She shoots. It's blocked. Opportunity for Bauman. Bauman shoots. Hit the keeper in the mask. Cron steps up, keeps it in. Here's Bauman again, who's going to shoot. This one off of a skate. Bauman doing a good job keeping this one in. Good forecheck by Bauman. Sends this one towards the middle. In the crease. Opportunity for Olsen. Olsen tries at that one. Keeper doing a great job of taking that away. Here's Marcel. Marcel's going to shoot. That one's going to go wide. 15 seconds still on the clock as time is running down. Cron sends that to the middle, and it's intercepted that time by the Hornets. Cats will keep it in momentarily. 5 seconds to go. Maybe one chance for one more shot. Olsen comes to the middle. Olsen can't get it off of her stick blade. And that is it. And it finishes that way for the Spartacats and Hornets. Good scrimmage between these two teams. Well matched, evenly matched.